Question 1.
What is the minimum age to obtain a CDL for intrastate, within Pennsylvania only, commerce?
A. 16 years old. B. 18 years old. C. 19 years old. D. 21 years old.
Correct answer, B. 18 years old.
Explanation. While the federal minimum age for interstate commerce is 21, Pennsylvania allows drivers who are at least 18 years of age to obtain a CDL restricted to intrastate operation only. Question 2.
On a flatbed trailer, what is a header board?
A. The front wall of an enclosed van trailer. B. A sign on the front of the tractor displaying the company name. C. A vertical barrier at the front of the trailer to protect against shifting cargo. D. The main dashboard panel inside the vehicle's cab.
Correct answer, C. A vertical barrier at the front of the trailer to protect against shifting cargo.
Explanation. A header board, or bulkhead, is a safety feature on flatbed trailers designed to protect the driver and tractor from being struck by forward-shifting cargo. Question 3.
In cargo securement, what is the purpose of blocking and bracing?
A. To make the cargo look neat and organized. B. To prevent the load from shifting, sliding, or tipping. C. To ensure the load meets minimum weight requirements. D. To make the cargo easier to unload at the destination.
Correct answer, B. To prevent the load from shifting, sliding, or tipping.
Explanation. Blocking is used to prevent forward, backward, and side-to-side movement. Bracing is used to prevent the cargo from tipping over. Both are crucial for a stable, safe load. Question 4.
After coupling, what is the proper way to test the fifth wheel connection?
A. The fifth wheel should be tilted down as far as possible. B. You should hear a loud click as the kingpin engages. C. Pull the tractor gently forward against the locked trailer brakes. D. Ensure the fifth wheel release handle is in the open position.
Correct answer, C. Pull the tractor gently forward against the locked trailer brakes.
Explanation. To perform a tug test, lock the trailer brakes with the hand valve or by pulling the air supply knob, then put the tractor in a low gear and gently pull forward. The tractor should be held by the trailer. Question 5.
In the total stopping distance formula, what does reaction distance represent?
A. The distance the vehicle travels before the driver spots a hazard. B. The distance the vehicle travels from the moment a hazard is recognized until the brakes are applied. C. The distance the vehicle travels after the brakes have been applied. D. The total distance from seeing a hazard to a complete stop.
Correct answer, B. The distance the vehicle travels from the moment a hazard is recognized until the brakes are applied.
Explanation. Reaction distance is the space your vehicle covers during the time you are physically moving your foot from the accelerator to the brake pedal. Question 6.
What is the proper technique to prevent a manual transmission truck from rolling backward when starting on an upgrade?
A. Press the brake and accelerator pedals at the same time. B. Partially engage the clutch while holding the vehicle with the foot brake. C. Use the parking brake to hold the vehicle until the clutch begins to engage. D. Release the clutch very quickly while applying heavy throttle.
Correct answer, C. Use the parking brake to hold the vehicle until the clutch begins to engage.
Explanation. Set the parking brake to hold the vehicle. As you release the clutch to the friction point and apply power, release the parking brake to move forward smoothly without rolling back. Question 7.
In the context of backing a CMV, what is a pull-up?
A. A required driver fitness test. B. The act of pulling forward to straighten the vehicle before resuming a backing maneuver. C. A handle on the back of the trailer used for stability. D. The motion of pulling the fifth wheel release handle.
Correct answer, B. The act of pulling forward to straighten the vehicle before resuming a backing maneuver.
Explanation: if the tractor and trailer become misaligned during a backing maneuver, the driver must often pull forward a short distance to straighten out the combination before they can continue backing. Question 8.
When driving in strong crosswinds, what is a key safety consideration?
A. Speed up to get through the windy area more quickly. B. Drive near other large trucks to create a windbreak. C. Be aware of sudden wind gusts when emerging from tunnels or overpasses. D. Drive in the center of the lane to avoid being pushed by the wind.
Correct answer, C. Be aware of sudden wind gusts when emerging from tunnels or overpasses.
Explanation: a driver must anticipate sudden changes in wind pressure, which often occur when driving out from under an overpass, out of a tunnel, or from the lee of a large building or hill. Question 9.
What are the two functions of the trailer air supply valve?
A. It supplies air to the trailer's service brakes and parking brake. B. It supplies air to the trailer's air tanks and controls the emergency brakes. C. It controls the service brakes and the trailer's turn signals. D. It charges the trailer tanks and tests the glad hand connections.
Correct answer, B. It supplies air to the trailer's air tanks and controls the emergency brakes.
Explanation: pushing the valve in charges the trailer's air tanks. Pulling the valve out exhausts the air from the emergency line, causing the trailer's spring brakes, emergency and parking brakes, to set. Question 10.
If convicted of a traffic violation, other than parking, a CDL holder must report the conviction to their employer within
A. 10 days. B. 30 days. C. 60 days. D. They are not required to report it.
Correct answer, A. 10 days.
Explanation: federal regulations require that a driver notify their employer within 30 days of any conviction for a traffic violation that occurs in any type of vehicle. Question 11.
What is the legal requirement for mud flaps or splash guards in Pennsylvania?
A. They are not required. B. They are required on the rearmost wheels of every truck and trailer. C. They are only required on trucks over 26,001 pounds. D. They are only required in wet weather.
Correct answer, B. They are required on the rearmost wheels of every truck and trailer.
Explanation: Pennsylvania law requires that trucks and trailers be equipped with splash guards on their rearmost wheels to reduce spray and protect other vehicles from debris. Question 12.
What is the most frequent cause of tire fires?
A. Overinflation, which causes the tire to stretch and burst. B. Underinflation, especially when dual tires touch. C. Driving on poorly maintained gravel roads. D. Sparks from improperly adjusted brakes.
Correct answer, B. Underinflation, especially when dual tires touch.
Explanation: an underinflated tire flexes more, building up excessive heat. When two underinflated dual tires make contact, the friction between them can quickly generate enough heat to cause a fire. Question 13.
If a driver becomes drowsy, the only safe and effective remedy is to
A. Consume a caffeinated beverage. B. Open the window for fresh air. C. Stop driving and get some sleep. D. Increase the radio volume.
Correct answer, C. Stop driving and get some sleep.
Explanation: stimulants and other tricks provide only temporary, unreliable relief from fatigue. The only safe and effective solution is to pull over in a safe location and sleep. Question 14.
What does a solid white line on the road typically indicate?
A. It indicates a lane that should not be crossed. B. It marks the right edge of the roadway or shoulder. C. It is used to mark a stop line at an intersection. D. All of the above.
Correct answer, D. All of the above.
Explanation: solid white lines are used for several purposes, including marking the edge of the travel lane, separating lanes where changing lanes is discouraged, and marking stop lines and crosswalks. Question 15.
Four-way emergency flashers should be activated.
A. When driving in heavy rain or fog to be more visible. B. When the vehicle is stopped and poses a hazard to other traffic. C. Any time you are driving slower than the speed of traffic. D. To thank another driver who let you merge.
Correct answer, B. When the vehicle is stopped and poses a hazard to other traffic.
Explanation. The primary and universally legal use of hazard lights is to warn other drivers that your vehicle is stopped and creating a hazard. Using them while moving is illegal in some states and can cause confusion. Question 16.
Under federal rules, is it ever legal to operate a CMV with a BAC of 0.02%?
A. Yes, if the driver is over the age of 21. B. Yes, but only if driving on private property. C. Yes, because it is below the 0.04% DUI limit. D. No, it is never legal.
Correct answer, D. No, it is never legal.
Explanation. While 0.04% is the limit for a DUI conviction, federal rules state that a driver with any detectable amount of alcohol in their system, e.g., 0.02%, must be placed out of service for 24 hours. Therefore, it is never legal to operate a CMV in this state. Question 17.
High-beam headlights should be used.
A. In heavy fog, snow, or rain to increase brightness. B. During all city driving at night. C. Whenever it is safe and legal to do so. D. When following another vehicle closely.
Correct answer, C. Whenever it is safe and legal to do so.
Explanation. High beams should be used on open roads when no other vehicles are present. You must dim them within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle or when following another vehicle. Question 18.
What is the very first step of a proper pre-trip inspection?
A. Start the engine and check all gauges and warning lights. B. Check the condition of the lights and reflectors. C. Perform a walk-around inspection of the vehicle. D. Review the previous driver's vehicle inspection report, DVIR.
Correct answer, D. Review the previous driver's vehicle inspection report, DVIR.
Explanation. Before beginning your own inspection, you should review the last DVIR to see if any defects were noted. This helps you pay special attention to those items and ensure they were repaired. Question 19.
If the ABS lamp on the dashboard comes on and stays on, what does it mean?
A. You must stop immediately, as all braking ability will be lost. B. The ABS is not functioning, but the standard service brake should still work. C. You must pump the brakes in an emergency to prevent lockup. D. You should pull over and reset the system by restarting the truck.
Correct answer, B. The ABS is not functioning, but the standard service brake should still work.
Explanation. An illuminated ABS malfunction lamp indicates that the anti-lock feature is not working. Your normal braking system will still function, but you should have the ABS serviced as soon as possible. Question 20.
If an emergency requires you to swerve into another lane, it is most important to
A. Apply the brakes hard while you are swerving. B. Know your escape path before the situation arises. C. Always swerve into the left lane if it is available. D. Only attempt an evasive swerve at speeds below 30 mph.
Correct answer, B. Know your escape path before the situation arises.
Explanation. Safe drivers constantly identify an out or escape route. In an emergency, you should already know which way you will steer. Avoid braking while swerving to maintain control. Question 21.
What is the maximum tandem axle weight limit in Pennsylvania?
A. 34,000 pounds. B. 36,000 pounds. C. 38,000 pounds. D. 40,000 pounds.
Correct answer, A. 34,000 pounds.
Explanation: the maximum weight allowed on a tandem axle group in Pennsylvania is 34,000 pounds, which is consistent with federal regulations. Question 22.
Excessive steering wheel play is a serious safety defect. What is the maximum amount of play allowed on a 20-inch steering wheel?
A. No play is permitted. B. About 10 degrees or 2 inches at the rim. C. About 20 degrees or 4 inches at the rim. D. About 30 degrees or 6 inches at the rim.
Correct answer, B. About 10 degrees or 2 inches at the rim.
Explanation: on a 20-inch wheel, more than approximately 2 inches of movement at the rim, about 10 degrees, is considered excessive play and is an out-of-service condition. Question 23.
What is the minimum number of tie-downs for a 20-foot piece of cargo?
A. 2. B. 3. C. 4. D. 5.
Correct answer, B. 3.
Explanation: cargo securement rules require 1 tie-down for loads 5 feet or less, and 2 tie-downs for loads over 5 feet up to 10 feet. After that, 1 additional tie-down is required for each extra 10 feet of cargo length. A 20-foot load needs 3 tie-downs. Question 24.
What is the minimum number of red reflective triangles a commercial motor vehicle must carry?
A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4.
Correct answer, C. 3.
Explanation: federal regulations require all CMVs to be equipped with at least 3 bidirectional red reflective triangles to be used as emergency warning devices. Question 25.
For a successful coupling, what is the correct alignment procedure?
A. Back toward the trailer quickly to ensure a strong connection. B. Back slowly and keep the tractor in a straight line with the trailer. C. Have a helper stand directly between the tractor and trailer. D. Approach the kingpin at a slight angle for better alignment.
Correct answer, B. Back slowly and keep the tractor in a straight line with the trailer.
Explanation: the tractor and trailer must be in a straight line. Backing slowly allows you to make minor corrections and ensures the kingpin and fifth wheel align properly without causing damage. Question 26.
What is the primary cause of a jackknife incident?
A. The tractor's steering wheels lose traction and skid. B. A sudden failure of the trailer's service brakes. C. The tractor's drive wheels lose traction and skid. D. A failure of the fifth wheel locking mechanism.
Correct answer, C. The tractor's drive wheels lose traction and skid.
Explanation: a jackknife occurs when the tractor's drive wheels lock up and skid on a slippery surface. The trailer continues to push forward, causing the tractor to pivot sharply around the kingpin. Question 27.
When you spot a traffic hazard ahead, what should your immediate first action be?
A. Sound your horn to warn other drivers. B. Steer to an escape route on the shoulder. C. Check your mirrors to assess the situation around you. D. Apply the brakes as hard as possible.
Correct answer, C. Check your mirrors to assess the situation around you.
Explanation: before you react to a hazard ahead, you must first check your mirrors. This ensures that your planned maneuver, braking or steering, will not cause a collision with a vehicle to your side or rear. Question 28.
What is a bridge formula used to determine?
A. The proper technique for crossing a narrow bridge. B. A vehicle's maximum legal gross weight based on its axle configuration. C. The toll fee for a commercial vehicle on a bridge. D. The vertical clearance of an overpass or bridge.
Correct answer, B. A vehicle's maximum legal gross weight based on its axle configuration.
Explanation: bridge formulas are regulations that protect infrastructure by establishing the maximum weight a vehicle can carry, based on the number of axles and the distance between those axles. Question 29.
What does the gross axle weight rating, GAWR, signify?
A. The maximum legal weight an axle is allowed to carry on a public road. B. The sum of all axle weights on a vehicle. C. The maximum weight a single axle is designed to carry, as specified by the manufacturer. D. The actual weight an axle is carrying at a given moment.
Correct answer, C. The maximum weight a single axle is designed to carry, as specified by the manufacturer.
Explanation. The GAWR is a rating set by the vehicle manufacturer that specifies the maximum safe weight that a single axle assembly is designed to support. Question 30.
Which of these defines perception distance?
A. The distance the vehicle travels after the brakes are applied. B. The distance the vehicle travels from the moment a hazard is seen until the brain recognizes it as a hazard. C. The distance the vehicle travels while the driver is physically moving their foot to the brake. D. The total distance required to bring the vehicle to a complete stop.
Correct answer, B. The distance the vehicle travels from the moment a hazard is seen until the brain recognizes it as a hazard.
Explanation. Perception distance is the space your vehicle covers during the time your brain is processing a visual cue and identifying it as a hazard that requires a reaction. Question 31.
When must a driver report an accident to law enforcement in Pennsylvania?
A. In all accidents, regardless of damage. B. If the crash involves an injury, death, or a vehicle that cannot be driven from the scene. C. If the crash involves property damage of at least $500. D. Only if a citation is issued.
Correct answer, B. If the crash involves an injury, death, or a vehicle that cannot be driven from the scene.
Explanation. You must immediately report a crash to the police in Pennsylvania if it results in injury or death, or if any vehicle involved is damaged to the point that it requires towing. Question 32.
To execute a lane change safely, when should a driver check their mirrors?
A. Only before starting the lane change. B. Only while in the process of changing lanes. C. Only after the lane change is complete. D. Before, during, and after the lane change.
Correct answer, D. Before, during, and after the lane change.
Explanation. A safe lane change requires checking mirrors before to ensure the gap is clear, during to monitor the space around the trailer, and after to confirm a safe following distance for the vehicle you passed. Question 33.
When driving on an ice bridge, a road over a frozen river, where is the ice often weakest?
A. The ice is usually thicker in the middle of the river. B. The ice is often thinner near the shoreline. C. The ice over the main river channel is often thinner than the ice near the shore. D. The truck's weight can cause the ice to melt.
Correct answer, C. The ice over the main river channel is often thinner than the ice near the shore.
Explanation. On approved ice roads, the ice covering the deepest part of the channel is often the thinnest and weakest due to the moving water below. This area requires extreme caution. Question 34.
If another vehicle is passing you, you should
A. Maintain your speed or slow down slightly. B. Speed up to make it more difficult for them to pass. C. Move to the far right side of your lane. D. Flash your high beams to signal that it is clear.
Correct answer, A. Maintain your speed or slow down slightly.
Explanation. To be a courteous and safe driver, you should help the other driver complete their pass by maintaining your speed or easing off the accelerator slightly. Never speed up when being passed. Question 35.
Water is a suitable extinguishing agent for which class of fire?
A. A gasoline or diesel fire, Class B. B. An electrical fire, Class C. C. A tire fire, contains Class A and B materials. D. A wood, paper, or cloth fire, Class A.
Correct answer, D. A wood, paper, or cloth fire, Class A.
Explanation: water should only be used on Class A fires, ordinary combustibles like wood or paper. Using it on fuel or electrical fires is extremely dangerous and can make the fire worse. Question 36.
What is the primary danger associated with a cracked exhaust manifold?
A. It can cause the engine to lose power and overheat. B. It can allow poisonous fumes like carbon monoxide to enter the cab. C. It can cause the air brakes to lose pressure. D. It can cause the transmission to shift improperly.
Correct answer, B. It can allow poisonous fumes like carbon monoxide to enter the cab.
Explanation: a crack in the exhaust manifold can leak carbon monoxide, an odorless and deadly gas, directly into the cab or sleeper compartment. This is a life-threatening defect. Question 37.
What is a defensive driver's space cushion?
A. The area directly in front of the vehicle. B. The vehicle's airbag and restraint system. C. The safe, empty space maintained on all sides of the vehicle. D. The empty, unsecured space inside a trailer.
Correct answer, C. The safe, empty space maintained on all sides of the vehicle.
Explanation: a space cushion, or buffer, is the clear space you maintain to the front, rear, and sides of your truck. It provides the time and room needed to react to hazards. Question 38.
When approaching a railroad crossing with an approaching train, a driver must stop and wait.
A. Only if the train is moving quickly. B. Only if they are in a hurry. C. If they believe they can clear the tracks before the train arrives. D. In all circumstances, never try to cross in front of an approaching train.
Correct answer, D. In all circumstances, never try to cross in front of an approaching train.
Explanation: a driver must never attempt to beat the train. If a train is visible or audible, you must stop at a safe distance and wait for it to pass completely. Question 39.
When is it permissible for a CMV to be backed toward an intersection or crosswalk?
A. Only during daylight hours with a helper. B. If the intersection appears to be clear of traffic. C. If the driver activates the four-way flashers. D. It is always illegal and unsafe.
Correct answer, D. It is always illegal and unsafe.
Explanation: backing a large vehicle into an area with potential cross-traffic or pedestrians is extremely dangerous and is prohibited by law. Plan your route to avoid this maneuver. Question 40.
What are 3 key principles for safe driving in winter conditions?
A. Increase following distance, make smooth inputs, and ensure maximum visibility. B. Use the engine brake, accelerate quickly, and keep the cab warm. C. Follow other vehicles closely, use high beams, and check tire pressure. D. Brake hard to test traction, stay in the left lane, and use cruise control.
Correct answer, A. Increase following distance, make smooth inputs, and ensure maximum visibility.
Explanation: safe winter driving requires more space to stop, increased following distance, gentle and smooth acceleration, braking, and steering, and ensuring your windows and mirrors are completely clear before starting. Question 41.
What is the maximum single axle weight limit in Pennsylvania?
A. 20,000 pounds. B. 22,400 pounds. C. 24,000 pounds. D. 25,000 pounds.
Correct answer, B. 22,400 pounds.
Explanation: the maximum weight permitted on a single axle in Pennsylvania is 22,400 pounds, which is higher than the federal standard. Question 42.
What is the primary function of an anti-lock braking system, ABS?
A. To significantly shorten the vehicle's stopping distance. B. To prevent the wheels from locking up during hard braking. C. To keep the brakes from overheating on downgrades. D. To automatically apply the brakes in an emergency.
Correct answer, B. To prevent the wheels from locking up during hard braking.
Explanation: ABS modulates brake pressure to prevent the wheels from locking. This allows the driver to retain steering control during a hard braking event, which is its most important safety benefit. Question 43.
How is the parking brake on a tractor-trailer correctly tested?
A. Apply the brake while moving at 5 mph to see if the wheels lock. B. Set the parking brake, put the truck in a low gear, and gently pull against it. C. Have a helper visually confirm that the brake shoes are applied. D. It can only be accurately tested on a steep hill.
Correct answer, B. Set the parking brake, put the truck in a low gear, and gently pull against it.
Explanation: to test the parking brake, you must set it, engage a low gear, and gently try to pull forward. The vehicle should not move, confirming that the brake is holding. Question 44.
What is the minimum liability insurance for most for-hire, non-hazmat interstate carriers?
A. $100,000. B. $250,000. C. $500,000. D. $750,000.
Correct answer, D. $750,000.
Explanation: federal regulations, 49 CFR 387, mandate that most for-hire property carriers operating in interstate commerce carry a minimum of $750,000 in public liability insurance. Question 45.
Before uncoupling from a trailer, what is the most important step regarding the landing gear?
A. Ensure the kingpin is properly greased. B. Ensure the landing gear is fully down and on a solid surface. C. Ensure the air brakes are fully charged. D. Ensure the trailer doors are locked.
Correct answer, B. Ensure the landing gear is fully down and on a solid surface.
Explanation: before removing the tractor, you must confirm that the trailer's landing gear is fully extended and making solid contact with the ground, or blocks, to prevent the trailer from tipping or falling. Question 46.
For optimal stability, how should a trailer be loaded?
A. Heavier items should be placed on top of lighter items. B. Heavier items should be placed at the very front of the trailer. C. Heavier items should be placed at the very rear of the trailer. D. Weight should be distributed as low and as evenly as possible.
Correct answer, D. Weight should be distributed as low and as evenly as possible.
Explanation: to maintain a low center of gravity and ensure stability, cargo should be loaded so that the weight is spread evenly from front to back and side to side, with the heaviest items on the bottom. Question 47.
At what approximate air pressure do most air compressor governors cut out?
A. Around 85 psi. B. Around 100 psi. C. Around 125 psi. D. Around 150 psi.
Correct answer, C. Around 125 psi.
Explanation: the cutout setting, which stops the compressor from pumping, is typically factory set to between 120 and 125 psi to prevent overpressurizing the system. Question 48.
For which of these tasks should the trailer hand valve, trolley brake, be used?
A. For all normal braking situations. B. To hold the vehicle when parked. C. To test the application of the trailer service brakes. D. To assist in slowing on a long downgrade.
Correct answer, C. To test the application of the trailer service brakes.
Explanation: the trailer hand valve is primarily used to test the trailer brakes, the tug test. It must not be used for normal braking, as this can cause the trailer to skid. Question 49.
How often should the air tanks be drained?
A. Once per week. B. Once per month. C. At the end of each day of driving. D. Only when you notice water coming from the brake valves.
Correct answer, C. At the end of each day of driving.
Explanation: air tanks must be drained daily to remove the moisture and oil that accumulate during operation. This prevents contamination and potential brake failure in cold weather. Question 50.
When operating a bobtail tractor, what is the main braking concern?
A. The front wheels have a tendency to lock up. B. The brakes are slow to respond. C. The rear wheels have poor traction and are prone to locking up. D. The brakes are likely to overheat and fade.
Correct answer, C. The rear wheels have poor traction and are prone to locking up.
Explanation: a bobtail tractor has very little weight over its drive axles, providing poor traction. This makes it very easy for the drive wheels to lock up and skid, significantly increasing stopping distance. Question 51.
For a CMV driver operating entirely within Pennsylvania, intrastate, which set of HOS rules generally applies?
A. A special Pennsylvania 12-hour driving rule. B. The federal interstate HOS rules. C. A unique rule allowing 16 hours of driving. D. Pennsylvania has its own unique HOS rules.
Correct answer, B. The federal interstate HOS rules.
Explanation: Pennsylvania has adopted the federal HOS regulations for most of its intrastate drivers. Therefore, the standard federal rules for driving time and rest periods generally apply. Question 52.
When parking on a grade, how should you turn your wheels?
A. Always turn them away from the curb. B. Always turn them toward the curb. C. Keep them straight to avoid tire damage. D. It depends on whether you are parked uphill or downhill and if there is a curb.
Correct answer, D. It depends on whether you are parked uphill or downhill and if there is a curb.
Explanation: when parking uphill against a curb, turn the wheels away from the curb. In all other situations, downhill with or without a curb, uphill without a curb, turn the wheels toward the curb or shoulder. Question 53.
What is the greatest risk associated with vehicles that have a high center of gravity?
A. Poor acceleration. B. Increased risk of rollover. C. Excessive brake wear. D. Difficult steering response.
Correct answer, B. Increased risk of rollover.
Explanation: a high center of gravity makes a vehicle less stable. Top-heavy trucks are much more likely to roll over on curves, ramps, or during sudden evasive maneuvers. Question 54.
What is the purpose of a small, curved spot mirror?
A. To help the driver see spots on the trailer during an inspection. B. To see into the large blind spots close to and low on the sides of the vehicle. C. To allow the driver to see inside the passenger side of the cab. D. To magnify the view of vehicles far down the road.
Correct answer, B. To see into the large blind spots close to and low on the sides of the vehicle.
Explanation: also known as a convex mirror, a spot mirror covers the large blind areas immediately around the tractor that flat mirrors cannot show. Question 55.
What does a round, yellow sign with a black X and RR indicate?
A. A hidden intersection is coming up. B. The road ahead is closed to all traffic. C. You are approaching a railroad crossing. D. A rest area for truck drivers is ahead.
Correct answer, C. You are approaching a railroad crossing.
Explanation: this is the advance warning sign for a highway rail grade crossing. It tells you to slow down, look, and listen for a train. Question 56.
Which of these actions constitutes road rage?
A. Driving faster than the posted speed limit. B. Operating a vehicle with the intent to harm others. C. Failing to yield the right-of-way at an intersection. D. Texting while driving in heavy traffic.
Correct answer, B. Operating a vehicle with the intent to harm others.
Explanation: road rage is a criminal offense that goes beyond aggressive driving. It involves using a vehicle as a weapon or in a way intended to cause physical harm. Question 57.
How should a driver respond to a rear-wheel braking skid?
A. Steer in the same direction as the skid steer into the skid. B. Apply the brakes harder to try to regain traction. C. Release the brakes to allow the wheels to regain traction. D. Accelerate slightly to pull the vehicle out of the skid.
Correct answer, C. Release the brakes to allow the wheels to regain traction.
Explanation. To correct a braking skid, you must get the wheels rolling again. Release the service brakes so the wheels unlock, then steer as needed to stabilize the vehicle. Question 58.
According to securement rules, how many tie-downs are needed for a 7-foot-long article weighing 500 pounds?
A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4.
Correct answer, B. 2.
Explanation. Any single article of cargo that is longer than 5 feet and up to 10 feet in length requires a minimum of 2 tie-downs, regardless of its weight. Question 59.
When uncoupling, why is it important to pull the tractor slightly forward after unlocking the fifth wheel?
A. To ensure the trailer will not be damaged by the movement. B. To confirm that the trailer's parking brake is set. C. To relieve pressure from the kingpin on the locking jaws. D. To make the air and electrical lines easier to disconnect.
Correct answer, C. To relieve pressure from the kingpin on the locking jaws.
Explanation. Pulling forward just an inch or two after pulling the release handle takes the pressure off the locking jaws, making it easier to fully open them and pull away from the trailer smoothly. Question 60.
What technique prevents a manual transmission truck from rolling backward when starting on a hill?
A. Using the parking brake to hold the vehicle while engaging the clutch. B. Pressing the brake and accelerator at the same time. C. Releasing the clutch very quickly to prevent rollback. D. Using the trailer handbrake to hold the vehicle.
Correct answer, A. Using the parking brake to hold the vehicle while engaging the clutch.
Explanation. Use the parking brake to hold the truck stationary. As you release the clutch to the friction point, apply throttle, and as the engine takes the load, release the parking brake.